Hi, this is Lindsay White, and this is my Module 15, 5 New Technologies. The 5 new technologies that I chose were Nearpod, Shobi, iStation Reading, Epic, and Prodigy. This is my 4th video, and we will be going over Epic. The reason why I chose Epic because it is a reading curriculum supplement that gives students the capabilities to read and listen to books. The goal when using Epic in my classroom is to supplement reading curriculum and give students books on their level that interest them. The Epic is intended for my students, but this video is for my colleagues, and the standards being covered during this video are ISTE-E, 3B, and 5A. So when you log on to getepic.com, this is the screen you will see, and you will click Educators, and then you will say sign up for free. When you do this, you click Get Started, and you can sign in with Google or tell them about your school. Since I already have an account, we're going to go back a little bit to getepic.com, and I am going to click Sign In. So I'm going to sign in, and when you sign in, once you've set up all your students, your page will look like this. I'm going to show you from the teacher side and then from the student side. So I'm going to go to Miss White, sign in, and when I get there, it looks pretty much like all the students. The really cool thing I like about Epic is that I can assign books to my students. I really like doing this when we have a certain topic that we are learning about. So our last topic that we learned about was farm animals and zoo animals. We actually did 9 weeks of this, gearing up before we went to the zoo. So I'm going to click my library, and from my library I have collections, and in my collections you can see I have zoo and farm animals, Cinco de Mayo, St. Patrick's Day, President's Day, Valentine's Day, polar bears. So these are all books that I found and I put them together in a group. So let's say the next holiday that we have coming up is 4th of July. So we're going to look up 4th of July. And you can have books, videos, read to me, audiobooks. So for my students, I tell them that they cannot read books that are that are 10 or above. So they can read books that are for 4-year-olds all the way to 8-year-olds. So where you see this is age range. It'll tell you the length, Lexile, and AR level. This is a great book. It also has some Spanish, it looks like, and my students really love Spanish books since a lot of them are bilingual. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the heart right here and click Add To, and I'm going to say Create a New Collection, and I'm going to say 4th of July. Click Create, and then I have created this 4th of July. Now I'm going to click the Go Back button and say I want to add this Independence Day crafts book also. I'll click the heart again. Now see, this is very close to what my students cannot do. So they can go all the way up to 10. So this is 8 to 10. And so I'll say yes, they can do this one. I'll click Add To, and I'll say 4th of July again. Now we're going to go to my library. We're going to select this. We're going to say Assign. And here is where I can assign them to all my students or just a certain amount of students. Say you wanted these books just to go to one of your groups for guided reading. you could select those students and they would have those books. But I'm going to click all students. And then from there, I'm going to say select all and then assign. Now, with my students, I like to have them just have that collection of books for the time that we are using them, and then I will take them back. So to unassign, I click assign again, and I will click all students. And so here's all my students' profiles again. Oops. And I'm going to say unselect all, which means then none of them will have those books. Now I'm going to show you though what happens. So right now I'm going to switch my profile and I'm going to show you what it looks like from the student side. So I'm going to click guest and I'm going to click my mailbox this time. Instead of my library are favorite books. So their favorite books they can put in here and they can put a heart on. But the mailbox is where I have assigned things. So this is our zoo and farm field trip. And it had all the animals that we were going to see while we were on our field trip. Now, if you look right here, I have some books that say read to me, and I have other books that do not. The read to me books will read to the students. The books that don't have that will not. So we're going to click camels. And here, I'm going to turn the page. When you get close to the edge, the arrow will pop up. I can see that it says camels. And I don't know what this word is as I'm reading it as a student. So if I click it, well, most of the time,
camel,
it will say the word for them, and it will even give them a definition. So, again, you can click any word most of the time, and it will say the word for them, or at least give them a definition. So, once you finish the whole book, and you get to the end, you can click Finish Book. Now the students really love this because they earn points, they earn minutes, and they can earn different badges. And as you can see, it marks it complete. And then on your page, it will say complete. Now I'm going to show you from the teacher side what happens with that. So I'm going to sign back into my account. Now what we're going to do is click Dashboard. And from there you can see that my class over this last year has read 1,455 books, 118.2 hours, and they've watched 30 videos. I'll explain a little more about videos in a minute, but down here we're going to go to, where's the guest profile. Oh, sorry, wrong spot. We're going to click activity, and then we can see that the guest just read the Camels book, and it took 2 minutes to finish. And they flipped 11 pages. Now, some books, like that book, it was pretty easy. It might take 2 minutes. But this is how I know if my students were just clicking through and not reading. If you look right here, it said 29 seconds. I know that they did not read this book, especially when I click this book and it tells me that it takes between 5 and 29 minutes. And it reads to them. So this is how I can keep my students accountable if they actually read the book or if they just flipped through to get the badge and get the minutes. Now, I was talking about the videos, And I have disabled videos for my students. And the reason why is because they were able to search like Minecraft and different things and would watch those videos instead of reading. And so in order to do that, you need to go to account settings. You need to go to learning videos, and you can turn it on or turn it off. And I just chose to keep it off because I felt like it was more of a distraction than something good to use. The last thing I want to show you is we're going to go back and switch profiles and go back to the student side. And what I really love about this is students can pick books that interest them. So they have lots of featured collections, and I mean, they have Berenstain Bears. It's not just no-name books. They have new books recommended for you when they first log on. They choose what kinds of things they like. But say they wanted to read about Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. Now, when they search Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, here it is right here. And see, this was a video, and they said, sorry, this content is currently unavailable. That's because I disabled the video. Now, if I put Chicka Chicka 1, 2, 3, that book comes up, and I can click it. If they want something on, say, T-Rex, they can look that up. I don't know. Or dinosaurs. It will come up with all the books that come with dinosaurs. They may want a read to me book, and they can find that, or they can find an audio book that's just the audio. So there's lots of different things that you can use with this. I really would suggest trying Epic because it's a great resource. Below this, I will put a link to another video that explains a little more. Thank you.